wrote these words. He understood. A wise man will always follow the paths trodden by great men and imitate those who have been preeminent. Niccolò Machiavelli. Chapter 1. The Empty Reply. Empty replies, a cruel silence. They bait you, prod you, twisting your words, waiting. Learn how to wield the most potent weapon in their arsenal against them, your silence. They tell you open communication is the key. They lie. Right now your power is draining like water from a bucket, riddled with invisible holes, and every word you speak drills another one. Cesare Borgia, the architect of cold power, understood that a man's tongue is often his own worst enemy, a weapon turned inward. You believe your explanations will bring understanding, that your vulnerability will build trust, but against a controlling partner, these are just more targets for their aim. They don't want understanding, they want submission. They bait you, prod you, twist your words, waiting for you to flinch, to explain, to justify yourself. Every time you explain yourself, you move from an offensive position to a defensive position. And the moment they know you need their understanding, they have power over you. This is how they lock you into their twisted dance. By demanding responses you should never give. Watch what happens when they throw an accusation, a veiled insult, or a direct demand at you. Your gut reaction is to defend, to clarify, to plead your case. You pour out your logic, your feelings, your truth. But they don't hear your truth. They hear the frantic rattling of your cage, proof that their tactics are working. Your explanations are fuel for their fire, evidence for their distorted reality. They use your words to trap you, to prove your instability, to make you doubt your own sanity. They crave your emotional reaction, your verbal struggle, because it validates their control. They need you to engage, to argue, to participate in the drama they create. Here's how you starve them of that validation. The empty reply. It's not a comeback. It's not an argument. It is the absolute absence of anything they can use. When they bait you, when they prod, when they accuse, you give them nothing. No words, no defense, no explanation. Silence is a wall they cannot scale. It's a door they cannot open. It leaves them nothing to argue against, nothing to argue against, nothing to twist, nothing to prove their point with. They expect a reaction, a struggle, a fight, but all they get is a void, an unyielding blank space where their manipulation usually finds purchase. Think about a skilled poker player. They don't show their hand, they don't announce their intentions, they sit in silence, observe, and let their opponents burn themselves out. This is the same game. Your silence is your unraidable face, your unplayed cards. If you announce, "I'm not discussing this," or "I refuse to engage," that's still engagement, that's still a reaction, a signal that their words struck a nerve. But if you simply meet their provocations with a flat stare, an indifferent shrug, or a complete lack of response, there's nothing for them to grab onto, there's only frustration for them. They will escalate, they will try harder to break you. They will become louder, more aggressive, more insistent. This is their weakness showing, their fear that they are losing control. They are desperate for you to acknowledge their power, to validate their existence through your reaction. But Marcus Aurelius, who guarded his inner world like a fortress, knew that true power resides not in what you say, but in what you refuse to acknowledge. He understood that you cannot be truly harmed by what others say or do, only by your reaction to it. Your silence is your ultimate refusal to react. When you offer no resistance, they have nothing to push against. Their energy dissipates into the air, wasted, unabsorbed. The drama they try to ignite dies for lack of oxygen. They are left alone in their performance, with no audience to applaud or condemn. The empty reply turns their weapon against them. Their attempts to control become acts of self-sabotage, draining their own energy, exposing their own weakness. Your calm, unyielding silence becomes a mirror, reflecting their desperation back at them. They will eventually tire. This is not a temporary tactic. It is a fundamental shift in your operating system. You are no longer playing their game, no longer negotiating for your peace. You are simply refusing to participate in their war. You are reclaiming your sovereignty, one silent refusal at a time. This isn't about being rude or dismissive. It's about self-preservation. It's about protecting your mental space from invasion, your emotional energy from theft. It's about building a fortress around your mind that no amount of their noise can penetrate. What happens next will redefine your relationship or end it. You will find clarity in the quiet. You will see their true intentions laid bare, unfiltered by your own desperate desire to be understood. Your silence is the surgical knife that cuts through their illusion. But there's another insidious leak, a drain that siphons your life force even when you're not directly engaging them, one that operates in the shadows of your own mind. What is it? Chapter 2. Starve the Predator. Starve the predator. Their shadow lingers, not in their presence, but in your own mind. We will learn how to banish their influence, reclaim your mental citadel. It is the internal monologue, the endless loop of justification, explanation, and defense you run inside your head, even when they are not physically present. You replay their words, dissect their motives, and mentally prepare for the next confrontation, a private battlefield where your energy bleeds out unnoticed and unstopped. They don't need to be in the room to control you when you carry them within your own thoughts. Every moment you spend trying to understand their why, you are validating their chaotic behavior as something deserving of your analysis. You are mentally engaging a battle that doesn't need to be fought, granting them rent-free space in your mind. This internal debate is the fuel they crave, even if they never see it. You finish an argument, or they deliver a passive-aggressive jab and they walk away, but your mind continues the battle. You replay their words, constructing perfect rebuttals that will never be spoken. You search for the hidden meaning behind their cruelty, convinced that if you just understood, you could fix it. This is a mirage. No understanding exists when the goal is control, not connection. Here's how you cut the feed. You starve the internal predator by refusing to engage. When their words echo in your head, when the urge to justify yourself arises, you stop it. Simply observe the thought and let it pass, like a cloud in the sky. Your mental space is sacred ground, not a public forum for their antics. The weak mind seeks closure, needing to understand every twist and turn of their tormentor's logic. The weak mind seeks closure, needing to understand every twist and turn of their tormentor's logic. It believes that if it can just unravel the intricate knot of their abuse, it will find a solution, a way to reason, a path to peace. This is the deadliest of illusions. The controller does not operate on logic. They operate on butter. They don't want you to understand. They want you to react, to struggle, to justify, to explain. Each word you utter in defense is a drop of blood for them, a confirmation that their poison still works. Think about the wolf cornering a sheep. Does the wolf want to discuss its motivations? Does it seek an explanation for the sheep's fear? No. It wants to see the struggle. It wants to hear the bleeding. Your explanations, your justifications, your tearsifications, your tears, these are the bleating of the sheep. They are the proof that their attack landed, that their control holds. When you withhold that response, you are no longer a struggling animal. You become an unmoving stone. There is nothing to sink their teeth into, nothing to feed their hunger. Observe the skilled manipulator. They throw out a barbed comment, a subtle accusation, a sly dig designed to pierce your armor. They watch your eyes, your posture, your hands. They are looking for the flicker, the hesitation, the surge of anger or hurt. Most people, untrained, will immediately rise to the bait. They will correct the record, they will defend their character, they will demand an apology. And in that moment, the manipulator wins. They have successfully pulled you into their game on their terms, using your own emotions against you. Here's how you break that cycle. When the barb flies, you meet it with absolute stillness. No eye roll, no sigh, no sharp intake of breath, no sudden movement. Your face remains blank. Your body language communicates nothing. You offer no vocal response, not even a questioning glance. Let their words hang in the air, unanswered, unacknowledged. They will try again, perhaps with a more direct attack. Why are you so quiet? Are you mad? What did I say that upset you now? You're always so dramatic. These are probes. These are attempts to force a reaction, to break your silence. But you hold the line, you keep the silence. You deny them the conflict they crave, the performance they demand. What happens then? Their energy, usually spent in manipulating your reactions, suddenly has nowhere to go. It bounces off your impenetrable front, leaving them exposed and frustrated. They expected a fight, a drama, a negotiation. They got nothing. This unnerves them. It signals that their usual tactics are ineffective, that their power over you is diminishing. The Roman philosopher Seneca, a master of self-mastery, understood this inner fortitude. He wrote of the importance of an unshakable mind, indifferent to external provocations, untouched by the petty machinations of others. What he understood is that your peace is not found in controlling the external world, but in controlling your own reactions to it. When you master your internal state, when you refuse to be drawn into the theatrics of others, you retain your power, regardless of their attempts to seize it. Think of the energy they expend trying to provoke you. Every cutting remark, every gaslighting attempt, every implied threat is an investment on their part. If that investment yields no return, no emotional payout, no shift in your composure, then it's wasted. This depletion of their manipulative reserves leaves them vulnerable. They are like a predator that has spent all its energy chasing prey that simply disappears into thin air. There is no triumph, only fatigue and confusion. The strategic silence is not passive. It is an aggressive act of self-preservation. It is a declaration of war on their control. It communicates a profound indifference to their opinions, their accusations, and their attempts to define you. You are telling them, without uttering a single word, that their arsenal is empty, their threats are hollow, and their influence is dead. They are left with the hollow echo of their own words, a bitter taste in their mouth. This is the path of those who truly understand power. Consider Catherine the Great, who ruled a vast empire through a court seething with ambition and plots. She mastered the art of impassivity, never allowing her true feelings to be read, often meeting provocations with a cool, unblinking gaze that offered no purchase. What she understood is that an unreadable face is an unassailable fortress. When your enemies cannot gauge your reaction, they cannot plan their next move. They are fighting in the dark. Most people fear silence because it feels like weakness, like an admission of guilt or a failure to connect. They believe they must respond, must clarify, must explain themselves. This is a weakness, a constant attempt to manage other people's perceptions. But the strong know that silence is the ultimate weapon, a shield that deflects their attacks, and a sword that cuts off their supply lines. It is the language of those who have nothing to prove. But there is another trap woven into the fabric of these interactions, a subtle psychological maneuver they use to keep you tied to their game, one that turns your desire for clarity against you. What is it? Chapter 3, The Unread Mind. The unread mind, your greatest weapon. When you reveal nothing, they project everything. This void, it becomes their own torment. The trap is simple. They want you to show your hand. They demand an answer, a justification, a reaction. This is their way of forcing you to engage on their terms, to pull you into their warped reality, where every response, every emotion you display becomes ammunition against you. They push for a confession, not of guilt, but a vulnerability of caring what they think. This is the projection trap. When you give them nothing, when your mind remains unread, they are left with a void. Nature abhors a vacuum, and so does the controlling mind. They will rush to fill that empty space with their own fears, their own insecurities, their own worst-case scenarios about what you might be planning. Your words are a gift to them, a map to your internal landscape. When you speak, you reveal your emotional triggers, your weaknesses, the lines they can cross. Every attempt to defend yourself, to clarify your intentions, is a data point they collect and weaponize. It gives them power, feeding their need for control and their belief that they are owed an explanation. Watch what happens when you refuse to engage. They will escalate, not because you've done something wrong, but because your silence terrifies them. They will bombard you with accusations, bait you with insults, or even feign concern, all designed to crack your composure. Their behavior becomes frantic, a desperate effort to elicit any sign of life from you. Here's how you disarm this. Absolute, unwavering silence. When they push, you do not push back. When they demand, you do not reply. Your face remains unreadable, your body language still, your words non-existent. You become a wall, an impenetrable fortress against their assaults. This forces them into a psychological hall of mirrors. They will see, in your silence, whatever their own paranoia projects. If they fear abandonment, your lack of response will scream abandonment. If they fear betrayal, your quiet will become a sign of a hidden plot. You become a blank canvas for their darkest anxieties. Their confidence, built on their ability to manipulate your reactions, begins to crumble. They thrive on the drama, the arguments, the tears. When you deny them that fuel, their engine sputters. They start to doubt their own power, their own narrative, because you are not playing the part they wrote for you. Wrote that a prince should strive to avoid contempt and hatred. And part of this meant keeping his counsel. The ruler who revealed his intentions only when necessary held immense power over those who tried to guess his next move, knew that the less they understood your true thoughts, the more they would fear your hidden potential. Fools jump at every provocation, attempting to correct every misperception, believing truth will set them free. But truth is only a weapon if you control its release. The strong, by contrast, conserve their energy, letting the controller exhaust themselves battling a phantom of their own making. They expect you to argue. They anticipate your defense, your excuses, your attempts to clarify. These are familiar battlegrounds where they know how to win. Your words, no matter how carefully chosen, will always be twisted, misinterpreted, and used to prove their point. But silence is a foreign territory to them. It offers no handholds, no weak points to exploit. There is no argument to win, no perception to manage, no reaction to feed off. It is the ultimate rejection of their game, a refusal to acknowledge their authority over your emotional state. Ivan the Terrible, the first Tsar of Russia, famously used unpredictability and periods of withdrawal to maintain his absolute power. He understood that a leader whose true thoughts and intentions were opaque could keep both allies and enemies in a constant state of apprehension. His silence was a deliberate tool of psychological warfare, making those around him second-guess everything. This relentless uncertainty grinds down their resolve. They become agitated, increasingly desperate for a signal, any signal, that their tactics are still working. Their efforts become sloppier, their attacks less precise. As they try to hit a target they cannot see, you have stripped them of their favorite weapon, your predictable response. While they are flailing in the dark, you are conserving your energy. Your mind remains clear, focused on your own objectives, undisturbed by their chaotic attempts to gain traction. You are not fighting their battles, you are letting them fight themselves. The unread mind is an unassailable position. It is where your power truly resides, precisely because it is beyond their reach, beyond their understanding. Nothing they say or do can penetrate the quiet resolve you cultivate. But this silence, this impenetrable front, only works if you understand the subtle ways they will try to break it. There is a specific form of pressure they apply when their usual methods fail, one that targets your deepest needs for connection. What is it? Chapter 4, Your Inner Fortress. The emotional siege, a silent war waged for your submission. They starve your spirit, creating a void, hoping you will break, resist, or become their pawn. They will shift. They will abandon direct challenges and move to a subtle, insidious game, the emotional siege. They will withdraw validation, affection, the very things they know you crave. This isn't anger, it's a cold, calculated starvation. They engineer a void around you, an empty space where warmth once was, then watch you squirm. They anticipate you breaking your silence to fill that agonizing emptiness. They want you to beg for their attention. They want you to explain yourself, to chase their fleeting approval, to prove you care. This tactic hits you where you are softest. It exploits your natural human desire for connection, for belonging, for being seen and understood. It makes you question your worth, your choices, your very reality. Your mind turns inward, gnawing at doubts, feeding your anxiety. You start to wonder if you are truly the problem, if your silence is the source of all their perceived hurt. This internal war drains your focus, it siphons your energy. It pulls you away from your own objectives, turning your strength against yourself. Watch what happens when you hold your ground. Your partner might become glacial, distant, their responses clipped and cold. They might stop initiating touch, stop offering comfort. They might cease the small gestures that once tied you together. Then they will twist the blade. They will whisper, "You're always so closed off," or "I don't even know who you are anymore." They are not expressing genuine hurt. They are not expressing genuine hurt. They are applying targeted pressure. They are trying to make you feel guilty for your autonomy, for your steadfast silence, for the unyielding nature of your inner resolve. Your defense against this siege is not an external response, but an internal fortification. You must build an inner fortress, a stronghold impervious to their emotional manipulations. This means cultivating a radical self-sufficiency, an unwavering understanding that your emotional well-being is not dependent on their moods, their validation, or their fleeting approval. Your peace is your own creation. It is an unassailable bastion within you, beyond their reach, beyond their influence. You do not chase their affection. You accept its absence as a revealing fact of their tactics, not a reflection of your worth. The Roman philosopher Seneca understood this perfectly. He taught that a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. He believed true contentment came from within, from mastering your reactions to external events, not from external praise or validation. Your value does not diminish because they choose to withhold affection. It does not waver because they refuse to acknowledge your presence. Their tactic merely exposes their desperate attempt to control you by manipulating your deepest emotional needs. Recognize it for what it is, a weapon, not a genuine lament. The weak-minded will panic in this manufactured void. They will chase, they will plead, they will apologize for things they didn't even do. Desperate to restore the illusion of connection, they will sacrifice their boundaries. They will erode their self-respect just to stop the bleeding of affection, to end the uncomfortable chill. But if you stand firm, if you let the silence hang, if you simply exist within your own self-generated peace, there is nothing for them to exploit. Their siege runs out of ammunition. Their emotional currency holds no value for you. Their power dissolves. The legendary swordsman, Miyamoto Musashi, spoke of cultivating a mind like an empty boat floating on a river. He understood that the warrior must maintain an unshakable spirit, detached from the ebb and flow of external events or the opponent's shifting intentions. Your inner fortress becomes that empty boat. It is unburdened by their emotional manipulations. It allows their attempts to control you to pass harmlessly by, unable to gain purchase on your steady resolve. Your center holds. This inner strength, this silent resolve, transforms you into an impenetrable target. It makes you unraidable. It makes you dangerous. But even an impenetrable target can be bypassed. They will shift tactics again, seeking a new point of vulnerability, a new avenue to penetrate your defenses. They will probe for cracks. What is their next move when they realize they cannot breach your silence, that their emotional warfare has failed? Chapter 5: The Long Game. The silent treatment, a potent weapon. They will withdraw, expecting your desperate pursuit. But this is precisely where we gain advantage. They will shift. When direct control fails, they resort to withdrawal, to manufactured absence. This is their next weapon, the silent treatment, the cold shoulder, the deliberate void designed to make you feel responsible for their unhappiness. They will pull back, stop communicating, and wait for your inevitable chase, for you to fill the silence they created, to beg for attention. Most people falter here, desperate for comfort, for connection, even if it's on the controller's terms. You are expected to break first, offer apologies for imagined slights, become their emotional janitor. This engineered distance tests your resolve, a passive-aggressive maneuver to force your hand. They believe the pressure of their silence will eventually crush you, compel you to negotiate, to compromise your newly established boundaries just to make tension disappear. This is potent psychological warfare, exploiting your need for harmony and resolution. But here's how you turn their weapon against them. You match their silence, not with anger, but unwavering, serene indifference. When they withdraw, you do not pursue. When they go quiet, you go quieter. You refuse to engage with their drama, deny them the reaction they crave, the frantic energy they expect. Your goal is not to punish, but to demonstrate their manipulative tactics have no power over your inner world, no impact on your peace. Think about the endurance required to conquer an empire. Julius Caesar understood this long game of attrition, the methodical patience that breaks an enemy's will not through flashy battles, but sustained, unyielding pressure. He recognized victory often belonged to the one who could simply outlast the other, whose resolve remained unbroken when the opponent's morale shattered. What he understood is that consistent, quiet strength wears down even the most entrenched resistance. Watch what happens when you refuse to engage with their manufactured silence. Their withdrawal, once a power play, now becomes an empty gesture. The vacuum they created remains unfilled by your desperation. Instead, it expands, engulfing only their own attempts at manipulation, leaving them isolated in their strategic void. They are left with nothing but resentment, frustration, bouncing off the impenetrable wall of your calm. This is the ultimate reversal of power. They thought their silence would make you chase. Instead, your silence teaches them their actions have consequences they cannot control. They are forced to confront the irrelevance of their tactics. Without your reaction, without your emotional investment in their manufactured conflict, their attempts to control you simply dissolve. Your consistent, detached response signals their old tools are broken permanently. Queen Elizabeth died, facing down empires, perfected strategic ambiguity and unwavering resolve. She understood the power of holding her ground, not revealing her full hand. Chapter 6: The Silent Reign. Silent reign. They scream, they cajole, they demand, but your power lies in what you withhold. Learn to build your fortress of silence. Queen Elizabeth I, facing down empires, perfected strategic ambiguity and unwavering resolve. She understood the power of holding her ground, not revealing her full hand. This is the ultimate lesson for you now. They cannot manipulate what they cannot access. Your silence is a wall. It is an unbreachable barrier, a fortress built not of stone, but of iron will. While they scream, while they cajole, while they demand your attention and your emotional labor, you simply stand unmoved. This is not passive resistance. It is absolute dominance. When you refuse to engage, when you offer no reaction, no explanation, no justification, you deny them the very fuel they need. Their control tactics are designed to provoke a response, to pull you into their manufactured drama, to make you dance on their strings. But a puppet with no strings cannot be controlled. A chess piece that refuses to move cannot be captured. Watch what happens when their carefully planned provocations land on empty air. Their words echo, hollow, and impotent. Their anger, once a weapon, now burns only them. They are left with the uncomfortable truth. Their power over you was an illusion, a phantom built on your willingness to participate in their games. This is how you reclaim your territory. You cut the supply lines. You starve the beast of its nourishment. Your quiet refusal to play their game dismantles their entire strategy. They expect a fight, an argument, a negotiation. You give them nothing but the impenetrable calm of your self-possession. Think about the most relentless commanders in history. Napoleon Bonaparte understood that the battlefield is as much a mental space as it is physical. He famously stated, "The moral is to the physical as 3 to 1. Your moral integrity, your unwavering self-possession, that is your most powerful army. When you stand firm in your silence, you are demonstrating a psychological strength that overwhelms their physical attempts to draw you into conflict. They will try new tactics. They will escalate. They will call you cold, uncaring, difficult. These are simply new attempts to crack your resolve, new keys for a lock that no longer exists. Each accusation, each dramatic outburst, is merely proof that their old methods are failing. You are forcing them to confront their own ineffectiveness. Here's how you wield this silent reign. Every time they push, you pull back, not in retreat, but in consolidation. Every time they demand, you offer less. Your energy is your most precious resource, and you guard it with an iron grip. Nothing leaks, nothing drains. Everything compounds within you, strengthening your core. The power dynamic shifts. They are now the ones expending energy, chasing a reaction that will never come. You become the immovable object, and they the frustrated force, battering themselves against your tranquility. This is not an act of malice. It is an act of surgical self-preservation. Catherine the Great, who mastered the art of statecraft and personal power, understood that true authority comes from an unshakable inner core. She famously advised, "I praise loudly, I blame softly." While she spoke of public governance, her words reveal a deeper wisdom, controlling the narrative and projecting an image of serene control, even when facing immense pressure. Your silence is that serene control. They will eventually tire. They will move on, either to new targets or to a reluctant acceptance of their lost control. This is not your concern. Your concern is the integrity of your own inner world, the preservation of your mental and emotional sovereignty. You are rebuilding your life, brick by silent brick. This is the freedom they cannot take from you. The freedom to decide what warrants your attention, your time, your emotional investment. They had convinced you that their problems were your problems, that their drama required your participation. That illusion is now shattered. Your silence is a statement. It declares that your boundaries are non-negotiable. It announces that your peace is more valuable than any argument, any justification, any attempt to appease their insatiable need for control. You are not arguing. You are simply existing, powerfully, on your own terms. This is the final lesson. There are no more debates, no more negotiations, no more give and take. There is only the unbreakable will of the individual. You have drawn a line in the sand, and you enforce it not with shouts, but with the quiet, devastating power of your detachment. Your life is your fortress. Lock the gates, and let nothing enter without your express command. This is not about winning an argument. This is about total sovereignty. You are the architect of your own silence. And in that silence, you become invincible.